This video is on the numerical vibration of 128 and how it relates to the pathway through 11. Hello, welcome to the Pathway Through 11 series. This video that you're about to watch is one of several videos in this series, but they're not in any particular order. So watch them, as many of them as you want to, and in any order that you want to, for how they work best and resonate best for you. This numerical vibration of 128 is starting with this cycling energy. And we have a lot of cycling energy in our world that we may or may not recognize, where these are anything from a small little habit to a system or a certain way of doing things that the collective all follows. So any of this cycling energy is now being used to fuel the coupling, the fueling, the bringing together of these extremes in that two, so that a new beginning can open up. So the trick here is really, instead of getting caught in that cycling energy, figuring out how to use that cycling energy for coupling, so that you are now using that cycling energy to create coupling that opens up your world to a new beginning. And once this occurs, then we have this 128 going to this 11 vibration, and then that can go to this 2 vibration. And one of the phrases that resonates at this numerical vibration of 128 is Boxless Life. So when we're thinking about this numerical vibration of 128 and this phrase, Boxless Life, that resonates at 128, we first are having to identify where is that cycling energy and how do we stop getting caught in it and instead figure out how to use it to fuel that coupling of the two to help bring on this new beginning. And so I think this is where the box is. This box is made up of all of our habits, all of our patterns, both as individuals and families and communities and as a collective as a whole and society as a whole. And so this cycling energy is creating these boxes. But when we begin to use that cycling energy to change our lives and bring together these extremes for coupling, that's now when it shifts into a boxless life, where that cycling energy no more is creating the box around you, but it is being used to fuel the dissolution of this box so that you can bring those extremes together and have coupling occur and open up to a new beginning. But what does this look like in like the vibration of 11? Because with this pathway through 11, we're supposed to be recognizing when any of these numerical vibrations are resonating at 11 and how to work our way through that 11 to be able to get to the 2. So this boxless life as an 11, I really think this is when we see the boxes, but we're accepting of the boxes. So the cycling energy, these patterns and habits are creating these boxes, and we're fine living in them. And we're fine creating this balance between these worlds. So we have one box that's created by the cycling energy of our home life and our family. And we have another box that's created by the habits and patterns and cycling energy of being at work, and we're balancing between them. But then we also have these others that are being in the society, in that box, being in a particular community in that box, and being in a certain social group in that box, living in a certain culture in that box, and we're now trying to balance all of these boxes. And the way to be able to get through this 11 is to understand that we don't have to have those habits and patterns and cycling energy create these boxes. But we can use that same energy that comes from that cycling energy, that comes from those habits, to create a coupling of the extremes. So bringing those boxes together. So now instead of having work-life balance, we just have life. Instead of having me in this community group versus me in society, it's just me. And this can be pretty difficult in trying to recognize where those habits, those patterns, that cycling energy is being used to create a box versus when it's being used to allow these extremes to come together. And so, one of the actions that you could take to move from this 11 energy into this 2 energy of this numerical vibration of 128, but in particular, this phrase, boxless life, is to begin to first recognize what are some of these cycling energies, these cycling patterns in our lives that are creating the boxes. And how instead can we tap into that cycling habitual energy and use it to bring couplings where we bring these extremes together so we can open up our life to new beginnings. Thank you.